We're joined with Orioles bench coach Fredi González. Fredi, I feel like every year in this Orioles team in particular, there's one matchup where there are more cross connections than any other. And this year it feels like the Braves. Between you, Drew French, Craig Kimbrell, so many guys who did have a run through Atlanta. What is that like on your side of things, though? You see some faces that bring back some memories, maybe.
You know, this game is changing on us a little bit, right? It's getting younger in the coaching staff, and the players move around a lot, and they get old and they retire. But, you know, when we play out the Braves, there's still coaches and players that was there when I was there. You know, Frenchie was just there 2 years ago. Craig was there maybe at the same time I was there. But, you know, you got Walt Weiss, you got Kevin Seitzer, you have Snit, of course, some of the peripheral guys and analytic guys that were there when I was there. So it always feels like, and some of the players, a lot of the players actually, you know, Hobbies was in the minor leagues. Acuna, who's not here in this series, was in the minor leagues. So a lot of the players were there in the minor leagues. So there's always a special series.
You got a chance to catch up with Braves manager Brian Snitker a moment ago. What was that like for the two of you? What do you remember about your growth as a coach when you were around him? Well,
you know, he was a veteran coach when I was there as my first year coaching third base with the Braves, and we were just making fun of French because Frenchie goes, Fredi doesn't let me breathe without getting on him. He goes, you're lucky you weren't with Pat Corrales, you know, and because he wouldn't let me breathe when I was coaching third base. But it's fun. I'm so happy. You know, I got fired in 2016. Snit came over and took over, and you know, it wasn't a very good club in 2016. But you see some of the guys I just mentioned, Hobbies, Riley, Acuna, you can go on, Freeman was there, and they were coming. Well, Freeman was in the big leagues already, but the other 3 or 4 guys, Fried, they were in the minor leagues coming. They were just knocking on the door, but they weren't just quite there yet. And it kind of reminds me of our club, right? In 2000, I come over in 2020, and you hear about all these guys that are here in the big league, Gunnar Henderson, Cowers, Stowers, you know, go on and on, Grayson Rodriguez, and all of a sudden they started winning, right? In 2019, I think they make the playoffs for the first time after getting beat up for 2 years. We've been getting beat up for 2 years. Also, we make the playoffs last year, and our young guys are getting better. So there's a parallel, both clubs. But Snit's a great guy, something that you may not see ever in an organization. I think he's been, as a player, coach, manager in the minor leagues, manager in the big leagues, coach in the big leagues, 40-plus years, 45 years in the big leagues, or 45 years in the organization with the same team, which is hard. I don't even know who the next guy, the closest next guy would be. But so you're happy for those guys, even though you got fired. You know, I got fired in 16. Snake came over, and I was in Philadelphia, and I met him in the back of the TV truck, so I didn't want anybody to see me. And I could, you know, say, hey, do the best you can with this stuff. And he did. He did. Good. And when he won the World Series, he'd been 2 World Series, won one. I was so happy for him and for his family and his wife and everybody. So good things happen to good people.
You just put it in really good perspective. You were fired. No one ever wants to see that happen. How much did that change your outlook on life, though, finding where you ended up after?
Well, you know what? You've become, when you get a taste of winning, and then you all of a sudden, because you have to, the organization have to reset, and have to reset the organization, but you're used to winning, and all of a sudden you're losing every single night. And I was becoming a person that I was not. And so in 2016, when I got fired, it was almost like, thank God. It had to reset the button, and luckily I jumped back in there in 2017 as a third base coach, and I've been, you know the rest of the history, but it kind of resets a little bit, and I was able to take a vacation that I have never taken and during the summer, and went to Spain with Trish and Portugal, and kind of reset my career a little bit. So at the time I got fired, I wasn't happy, but you know, you look back and you go, you know what, it was a good thing, because it made you kind of reset your own career.
And it led you to us getting to have your coaching here, which we love as well. This is amazing just to hear all about this. Fredi, thank you so much for taking some time this morning.
You're welcome. I always love talking baseball with you, Melanie.